On number 5, find the dimensions and find the missing dimensions questions 1 to 6. In each case, the volumes are equal. All dimensions are in centimeters. So when I go down to number 5, okay, what I can see about number 5 is that do you want me to add the sphere plus the cone equals the cylinder. So the sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. The cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. That's just the volume for both of them, okay? So I'm going to find the volume of both the sphere and the cone. So it's 4/3 times 6 cubed plus 1/3 pi multiplied by 2 squared, because the area of the radius of the cone is 2 and the height is 9. So it's just about putting that into the calculator, okay, and figuring out. Okay, so guys, it's just a matter of entering this into the calculator now. Okay, so it's 4/3 pi r cubed. So sec shift there is there for the, and then it's going to be 6 cubed. So just make sure you get this out properly. So plus 1/3 1/3 pi r squared 2 squared multiplied by 9, close there, 300 pi. Does it want it in terms of pi? Does it want to, actually no, just wants to find the missing dimension. Leave it as 300 pi, and I'm going to tell you why. When you do the volume of the cylinder, there's also going to be a pi in that, and then they're just going to cancel. Okay, so it's 300 pi is the answer for all of that. Now, what we know about the 300 pi is that is the volume of the cone plus the sphere. This must equal the volume of this cylinder here, and the cylinder is going to be pi r squared h, because that's the volume of a cylinder. Replace radius with r squared, and replace height with 12. Now, all what we got to do is we got to cross off both sides. Okay, so the pi's on both sides will cancel. I'm going to bring the 12 underneath, so what we're going to get is r squared equals 300 divided by 12. So you should probably go back to the calculator and do 300 divided by 12. And when you do that, you're going to get 25, which is a convenient number, okay? So r squared equals 25. This means the radius must be equal to 5. Look at 5 centimeters, okay? Now, this one here, a solid cylinder made of lead has a radius of length 15 and a height of 135 centimeters. Find its volume in terms of pi. Just look up the volume of a cylinder formula, pi r squared h, and that is going to be equal to pi multiplied by 15 squared multiplied by 135. Put all of that into the calculator and see what comes out. So pi times 15 multiply by 135, and it's going to be 30,375 pi. So 30,375 pi centimeters cubed. The solid cylinder is melted down and recast to make 4 identical circular solid cones. So each one has been changed into a cone, okay? So, and we have to figure out what is the shape of these, what is the dimensions of these cones, okay? So what we can tell right away is that if they're made into 4 cones, if we divide our answer by 4, we find the volume of 1 cone. So let's just get our last answer and divide it by 4. And what we get there is you're better off keeping it as a fraction. 30,375 over 4 pi. So it's just exactly the same thing. Volume of a cone, or volume of the cones, is 30,375 divided by 4. Okay, the next thing we need to do is find the volume of the cone formula. Okay, so the height of each cone is equal to twice the length of its base radius. Okay, this basically means the height is what, guys? If the radius is r, what's the height? 2r. twice the radius. Okay? So it's 2r and r. Okay? Find the volume of a cone formula. Volume of a cone formula, a third pi r squared h. Once you find out what that is, it's a third pi. Now we've got to replace r with, anybody? R with, just r, because we don't know what it is. And we've got to replace h with 2r. And all of this equals 3075 all over 4. Okay? Huh? Pi, you're right, yeah, pi. And what happens next is the pi's cancel off with each other. And what we're going to get is, can anybody tell me what is r squared multiplied by 2r?
2 pi squared.
2r cubed. It's see how many r's there is. R squared is r, and so multiply r by 2r, you're going to get 2r, which is 2r cubed. So it's going to be 2r cubed over 3 equals 30375 over 4. So what we need to do is isolate, see this 2 over 3 here, it's multiplied by 2 over 3 on the left, which makes it divide by 2 over 3 when you bring it over to your sides. So once again, keeping the calculator exactly as it is, okay, we need to get rid of the pi for a start. So I'm going to divide by pi to get rid of it. Now it's the black part, 30375 divided by 4. I'm going to divide that by 2/3 now. And I divide it by 2/3. I'm going to get, does it want it in decimals? Okay, so I'll keep it in this way. 99125 over 8. 91,125 over 8. 91125 over 8. Now you might think you've gone wrong at this stage, but you might not have at all. It's r cubed. What number when multiplied 3 times gives you 91,125 divided by 8? There's a button for that in your calculator. Anybody know where it is?
Shift square root.
Shift square root. Do you see this number here? This means what number when multiplied by 3 times gives you the number that we put into the square. So the number we're going to put into the square is this number here. 91125. 25. Divided by 8. And as you might see now, it actually comes out as a reasonably nice number. 22.5. So the radius is 22.5. At the end of such a big question, what you're going to do is you're going to reread the start of the question, make sure you've answered everything. We've answered, calculate the base, radius, length of the cones. We only had to find the radius, and that's what we did. Starting now, guys, we're asked how do we go about checking our answer, okay? Well, to go about checking our answer is we basically have to, r is 22.5, and we know that the radius of, we know that if that's the radius is 22.5, the height therefore is 45, because it's twice it. So it's going to be 1/3 pi 22.5 squared times 25. When we put this in our calculator, it should end up equal to 30375 pi over 4. So that's what should happen if we've done this correctly, okay? So I'm just going to put it into the calculator. 1/3 pi multiplied by 22.5 squared times 45. And what we're going to get here is 30375 over 4. So we actually know it's correct then, okay? It's a good idea to check your answers if you actually have the time to check them.